once again, dear viewers, you're watching ERi-TV. Welcome to this special edition of Open Mic. My guest for this evening is Senit Habteab. She will be sharing my floor for this evening. She's an Eritrean neuroscientist, Montessori educator, disability rights advocate, and global pageantry pioneer. Born and raised in Asmara before moving to the United States in 2019, she earned her degree in neuroscience from George Mason University while actively researching neuropsychological testing and early childhood development. Inspired by her younger sister who has Down syndrome and in memory of her late mother, Senit founded Designing for Diversity, a non-profit initiative dedicated to dismantling educational barriers for neurodivergent children and integrating special needs students into mainstream classrooms. Wow, that is a mouthful, isn't it? Okay, a former Miss Africa USA title holder and Eritrea's representative at major global beauty stages, she continues to bridge scientific knowledge and grassroots humanitarian action as an appointed ambassador for peace. Welcome to our program, Senit. Okay, Senit, welcome back to Asmara. Having grown up here before moving abroad, how does it feel to step back onto Eritrean soil at this stage in your life? And how has returning home grounded your sense of identity and purpose?
Thank you so much for the opportunity to sit with you, share my story. I think coming back here really was very meaningful. Although I came for a very short time, it was a way for me to strengthen my purpose in regards to educating our community on how to support their children and who have special needs at home, to believe in their child so that they could achieve what they're actually capable of doing. And in addition to that, one of the things I really missed was Giardino pastry. Even if I've been in the United States, even if I've been in the European pastry shops, I have not tasted something as good as Giardino, and even Bar Vittoria with their beignets and panna cakes. Those have hit the spot, and they were one of the things I actually asked friends and family to even freeze and bring back home for me. But I'd say those, the environment of how you can actually enjoy life, slow things down, enjoy the friendship, the family, the ability to connect with my community at a deeper level was something that I was truly looking forward to.
Mm-hmm. And in regards to that identity aspect, I want to get there. How does it feel to be in Eritrean soil,
Yes.
having that identity as an Eritrean?
I think even in my pageantry competitions, it's the identity that raised me that was I think helping me make some decisions within the competition. For example, during Miss Universe, I wore a burkini rather than a bikini, just to preserve those morals and values that I grew up with. And coming back here really strengthens them because it makes the community feel like they can connect with me, they can relate with me, and it's very encouraging because as I go to my next and last beauty competition, what better way to connect even deeply with the community and represent them the way they are supposed to.
Senit, you made history as a pioneer representing Eritrea on prestigious international pageantry platforms. What were the most defining moments of that journey, and what did it mean to carry the Eritrean flag in front of a global audience?
First of all, it's an honor. I don't think I'm the most beautiful girl in Eritrea. There's so many of them, but it's such an honor to be one of them and be able to be the first one to represent them. And on a global stage, it only means that if you see me, I'm that small window for you to come and see more of what Eritrea is really about. And carrying the Eritrean flag, wearing the traditional attire, is something different, something new to the audience that are not Eritrean. At the same time, the flag itself meant so much more for my people rather than the others. And I believe they too were able to see the pride on how I even carried the flag. I really, really felt it as I was waving it. It wasn't just the act of waving the flag. So as I go to the next competition and as I've grown in the pageantry field, I think I realized it's not just about walking on the stage. I realized it's far more than that. It's about the advocacy, the ambassador you want to become for the social causes that are around the world. Mine, like you mentioned earlier, is advocating for my sister and children like her to make education more inclusive for them. But as I mentioned also a second ago, it's a great opportunity to represent my country, the culture, how beautiful the people are, just so it creates the interest of people wanting to know Eritrea for what it actually is and who it loves and has within it.
Okay, Senit, now with a background in neuroscience and early childhood education, how do you practically translate brain science into accessible, inclusive teaching methods for children with learning disabilities in developing countries?
So I think I first bumped into Montessori education before I went to study neuroscience. The reason was because the founder, Maria Montessori, founded a school called Casa dei Bambini, a house for children where everything is built in their size, and off of observations, because she was also a physician, she made tools that looked like toys, but were also educational for them. The results that the children showed were very significant and very positive, that the whole world acquired the pedagogy, but at this time, it's not for children with special needs anymore. It's not for poor communities like it started. It's for people who can afford it. So it made me want to go back to how she started to make it accessible for those families and children with special needs. I took those materials, tried to work with my sister, and I saw that she was positively interacting with them, showing, I guess, positive feedback on how she was receiving the information. So I wanted to know exactly why she was reacting positively to these materials and not the other ways she was being taught. Montessori, I guess neuroscience was really supporting the philosophy behind Montessori. The fact that it's not your genes that really determine your future, but also, like, significantly, it's the environment that those children are put in. And the environments, rich environments, can significantly support those children in having a different trajectory in their ability to do more things. So this is what I wanted to share through my advocacy, that these children are capable. It starts with us, with the family, to actually believe in them, create the environment for them to succeed. And as parents and caregivers, being the first advocates for these children, their success really depends on how far we set the bar for them, how far we set the environment for them to do well.
All right, Senit. Okay, well, very well put. Your non-profit initiative, Designing for Diversity, stems from a deeply personal story regarding your younger sister. What structural or cultural shifts do you hope to inspire within schools and communities to ensure children with special needs are fully integrated as well as celebrated?
Yeah. So apart from what I mentioned about parents being their child's strongest advocate in society, and then really pushing towards school systems and workforces for them to be accommodated even as they grow. I think the other main reason that made me want to create Designing for Diversity was also to push for these children to be included in mainstream classrooms. When we were here, my children was part of a mainstream classroom. She not only was doing well academically, but she also had a very positive impact on the children that were around her. So the love she was receiving was not only her family members, but even her classmates would support her in whatever she needed. I believe the reason why I'm compassionate about her and anybody else who I see within the spectrum reminds me of her and makes me want to help. If she had this kind of impact on me, I believe that including them in mainstream classrooms really benefits the children that grow up with them. They grow up to become societies that are empathetic, supportive, and workforce CEOs that make their jobs accessible for these children. They will tend to hire them more, fire them less if they make any mistakes. And so with that, that is the heart of designing for diversity. While advocating for them and to be included, it's also supporting their potential and accommodating parents with, equipping parents with knowledge and materials to support their children.
All right. You have also used your platform to raise awareness about breast cancer in honor of your late mother. How has turning personal loss into public advocacy shaped your personal resilience and humanitarian work?
It was a tough experience in the beginning, just as I believe it was for her when she first realized that my sister has Down syndrome. But I believe the toughest things that happen to you in life are those that really shape your purpose. So my sister, me being one of the caregivers at this time for my sister, as well as my mother not being there, gave me purpose to live life, gave me a meaning to do life, but do it purposefully. So at this time, I believe that my purpose is not only to be a voice for my younger sister, but also for my mom. She won't be here to say that you need to get early detection for breast cancer, because when you detect it earlier, there are more chances of you to get the necessary attention from hospitals and be able to live longer with your children, with your loved ones. I believe that's what she would say if she was here. If she can't, I'm here to also put a voice to her silenced one, and I would encourage others to also see their own challenges in that way. That whatever happens to you, I feel like God trusts you with that specific challenge. He feels like you'll do well with it. This is what I'm doing with mine, and I hope and encourage you to also see yours under positive light.
Senit, many young Eritreans living in the diaspora strive to maintain a strong link to their nation while pursuing ambitious careers abroad. Based on your experiences, how can youth in the diaspora effectively use their skills, education, and passions to contribute back home?
I believe finding something beautiful that could help my younger sister made me want to share it with home. That's what everybody does in life. Whatever money, blessings, whatever you get outside in the world, you bring it home to share it with your family. So I believe our home, our family is Eritrea. And those of us who live abroad and have been blessed with having opportunities to thrive in school and businesses in different realms, for us to be able to come and share whatever we've been blessed with those that we love here back home. And doing that will also encourage the younger generation to follow the steps of the adults.
Senit, looking ahead to your ongoing initiatives in Eritrea and beyond, what legacy do you hope to build for the next generation of Eritrean women, scholars, and advocates?
To the younger women, I would love to encourage them to, I've seen very beautiful women here. Like I mentioned, I just happen to be one of them. And I would encourage them not to just be models for any brand, but for the brand to really represent what they are about, their country, their belief system, that will really give them confidence in what they're doing, rather than having to hesitate if they're going towards the right direction. Something that after a long time will make them say, I'm proud of the steps that I've taken before. To the professionals, like I mentioned earlier, I encourage them to keep reaching higher, set the best standards for those that follow after them. But then at the same time, anything that we achieve for us to be able to share it with back home. And for the advocates, if you have a voice, if you have a platform, use it to, I guess, be a voice for those that are not able to advocate for themselves. In my case, and in the case of these parents, like I mentioned earlier, my sister may not ever be able to fully express her needs, her wants, and I'm here to be that for her, and I encourage parents to do the same thing as well. And anybody who advocates for any other cause to use their platforms and voices in the same way.
Senit, it is indeed an honor to have met you and that you've shared my floor for this evening. And as you pursue higher grounds, we all are vouching for you. From Eritrea, dear viewers, that was Snit Habteab. That wraps up this week's Open Mic. It is good night from me.